So how do we get more sales into our business? Right now, it's quite a tricky time. There's a lot of people out there that are struggling and don't necessarily have an option to vie for your business or service. So how do we increase our sales? For one, don't sell. Just don't sell. Don't sell anything. Help. Change relationships. Find out what someone needs. Understand the client. Understand what their purpose is in looking at a service like yours. Make sure there's a match, even in the sense of making cold calls or doing sales calls. We can use words such as cold calls. Okay, so this is just an example. Have a look at the words that we're using to give us more motivation in what we're doing. If we're using the word cold calls, for example, how does that feel? Well, it doesn't feel very warm, does it? It doesn't feel real nice. It's like saying sad all the time, or down, or hard. They're not good words. They're not uplifting, they're not inspiring, and they're certainly not encouraging. So if we're talking to ourselves or others, what do we need? We need encouraging, inspiring, uplifting words. So let's not do any more cold calls. Let's do new visits, warm visits, reaching out, whatever it may be. That is the psychology to use in our minds and verbalize that will change our rate of what we do. So how we do it is a methodology. So what is the methodology that you're using for your marketing and your sales? How are you reaching out? There's a number of different ways, isn't there? There's through the SEOs, there's through direct marketing, there's through databases, there's through referrals, there's through seminars, there's web seminars, there's all types of literature that can be sent around. It's networking, which is not much of at the moment in this current environment. However, in all these areas, what are we looking at? Are we looking at how to sell something, or are we looking at what our client is needing? Is it a client-centric approach, or is it a us approach? So in our wording, on a typically strict sense, a script that could go out for your marketing should really be able to be read in around about 10 or 15 seconds. Needs to capture the attention of the audience, needs to be relative to that audience and that market, that industry. So how do we do that script writing when we don't all have that experience? Well, I suggest that the investment into learning and training how to write a really good script could really help you in so many ways. I know for me over the years that I continue to do scripts and keep changing them because why? Well, because people start thinking differently as we go along in the life. It's a new industry. It's a new technology. We have new systematic approaches. There's analytics out there that are shooting information all sorts of ways. And quite often as we get older too, our audience gets younger, and that's just a fact of life. So if we can relate to the audience in their demographics, then we're going to be much more tailored into what they're looking for. Making them feel comfortable is an extremely strong point. It's like doing providing databases for people. If we're looking for a database and it's needing to be, let's say, for a pool manufacturing company, the database needs to be suited to their industry, to their client, to their customer. The demographics may be things like the size of their backyard, the amount of light that goes into the backyard, their propensity to pay. All these sorts of things come into action when you're looking to find your ideal client. Now, it may be an industry association. Well, they're good avenues to start looking at. I just hope that little bit of insight's helped. I suggest keep positive, speak words of encouragement to each other and to yourself, and you will see things lift up. I'm sure that what's ahead is good for you. Hope that's helped.